So with us now we have professional athlete Greg Hilson, who hails from Bendigo, and just another eager competitor who travels far and wide to compete in the Victorian Athletic League. So welcome along, Greg. How are you going?
Good, thanks, Cartha.
And so tell us, not only yourself run, but you've got two sons who compete. How far do you travel over a summer?
Over a summer, well, we probably travel to about 15 of the meets during the season, and most of the meets we travel to, except our hometown of Bendigo, we're travelling up to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to a meet. So I guess that adds up to quite a lot of Ks over the summer.
And so initially, what was the attraction for you, mate, to start in professional athletics?
Well, I started at amateur athletics when I was 14, and once I got to the age where I was running amateurs and I was an open athlete at the age of 37, I thought the VAL opened up a few avenues with veterans starting at 35. So that was the initial thing that got me into VAL athletics.
So you got yourself started in the VAL, the professional athletics, at 37, and now your kids are competing. Was it hard to convince them to come along?
Well, I dragged them along to a lot of meets. I won my first race down at Frankston in 2010, and they were there that day and they got pretty excited about that. So when they got to the age of 13 and were able to compete, they wanted to come along and have a run as well.
Very good. So you mentioned your first win was in 2010. So how many wins have you had?
I've had seven. I had my first win over 400 metres last year at Ararat, and I won my second one at Dalesford this year, and also doubled up and won the 800 that day as well. So,
and the prize money, good prize money?
Always good prize money. It's nice to win prize money. It helps pay a few of those petrol bills that we need for the VAL.
And what have you got coming up for the rest of the year?
My next race will be on the Stonnington Gift weekend. I've got a little bit of an injury at the moment, so once we get to that weekend, I'll be full on right through to stall.
Well, Greg, good luck in the Stonnington Gift. Good luck with all the travel you've got, and good luck with those young fellas you've got running with you now. All the best.
Good on you, Cartha. Thank you.
And we have with us now a very prominent identity in professional athletics, Peter ODwyer, who started his career in Victoria back in around 1988. He's been competing for quite a while now and still at a very high level, but also he's made great inroads in the coaching ranks. So welcome, Peter.
Thank you. Thanks, Cartha.
So, Peter, you've competed for a fair while now, and if you could divulge, just how many seasons have you been involved with the VAL?
I think last year I competed in my 28th stall gift, so this is must be my 29th season, and I had a couple in WA before that.
So 28 stall gifts, and what was your best result at stall?
Third in 1988, and then again fourth in 99.
So two finals.
That's right, yes.
Very good.
And a few semi-finals on the way.
So in all that time, you must have had some great success and won some good races. What have been the best ones for you?
Two Ballarat Gifts, which were sort of 17, 18 years apart, and then two Rye Gifts, 19, 20 years apart. So.
Okay.
So they were two of my greatest achievements.
Yeah, well, great achievement to maintain such a high level for such a long time. So then you made this transition in the coaching, and now I've got to ask you, how many runners in the Ballarat area have you got that you're coaching at the moment?
Probably got between 50 and 60. Obviously, they're not all full-time athletes, but probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I decided that I'd open the group up to anyone who wanted to compete, anyone who wanted to run a little bit faster and be part of a group. And since then, our group has gone from strength to strength. We've got now large numbers of parents helping out who have formed a veterans squad and created a nice family and encouraging atmosphere. And it's just gone from strength to strength. And of course, along with the elite athletes that we have in our group, we have a lot of hard triers and guys that just enjoy getting out and winning what they can.
So that's an interesting angle, Peter, because you have people of all standards running with your group. And I suppose that's one thing about professional athletics, that it does cater for varying standards of athletes.
Exactly. The guys that aren't going to do very well at the big meets are the support crew, and they help carry the blocks, the drinks, look after them, massage, make sure everything's in place. So that's really important too, because the sport is a family environment.
Fantastic. And so on that, and probably to finish off, why do you think professional athletes has got such a social, family-friendly environment? I
think exactly that. They cater for everyone. They cater for all ages. Now, we have some 10-year-olds in our group, and we've got some, I think I'm the oldest at 50, but so we're catering across quite a range and all different levels of competition. So, I mean, pro running, as you know, caters for everyone from the young through to the veterans, both genders, and now with the surge of female running, and a lot of the parity in prize money has really had a boost in that. And we've got sort of 15 gift runners now in our squad, so and the girls are just going from strength to strength. They're stronger than the boys at the moment.
So speaking of parity and prize money, we've got the big Stonnington Gift coming up in a few weeks' time. So with the 10,000 on offer for the girls, how many have you got lining up there?
I think we'll have probably 9 or 10, I reckon, starters. Very similar to what we had start today. Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay, well, we wish you all the best, Peter, and lovely to reflect on your running career, but also on a very successful coaching career that's continuing. So all the best to Peter ODwyer. Thanks,
Thank
Pete.
you. I first met Cartha in 1988 at the Stall Gift. Yeah,
And we
some years ago.
And I actually backed him, but Peter got taken back 1.5 metres at the start. And for a uni student like myself, it was a very costly penalty. Thanks, Pete.
Good, okay, cheers.
Okay, we have with us now one of the stars of professional athletics in the female ranks. In fact, last Easter at the Stall Gift, she took out the big Stall Women's Gift of 2015. So we'd like to welcome Grace ODwyer. G'day, Grace.
Hello.
So you've just competed at the Ballarat Gift this weekend. How did you go?
I had a lot of fun. My mark's obviously pretty tough from my win at Stall last year, but still good to be running in the underage races in the 400 as well, so it's good to get some runs in.
So you got a lot of press when you won last year at Stall. You were aged 15 or 16 at the time? 15 at the time. So what did they all say to you at school when you came back a winner?
Oh, it was pretty exciting. Everyone was congratulating me, I guess. Yeah, it was. I think they were all pretty excited.
So one of the things we talk about is, and for a girl of your level and ability, do you combine running the amateurs and also doing the professional athletics?
Yeah, so I run the big competitions like Fit Country, States, Nationals, and also like as many pro races I can get in. So, yeah.
And so what's the attraction of the pro races for you?
I find it's a lot more enjoyable with your squad around you. It's just so much, I don't know, it's just better atmosphere, family, friends. And yeah, it's really good to just get a run in with all your friends, I guess.
That's good. And you've got a big group. We spoke to your dad before. I think he's training around 50 or 60 athletes.
Yeah,
is that right?
We're like a big family, so it's so much fun just coming to like today, the Ballarat Gift, just with everyone around. It's a lot of fun.
There was a lot of cheering for all your stable mates I saw, and you had a couple of winners, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's pretty exciting.
And tell us finally, one of the big things, and Stonnington is a good example of this, we've got parity and equal prize money now for the men's and women's gifts. How has that gone across with the female athletes?
Yeah, well, obviously everyone's really excited. For me, for a young woman coming through like up in the professional ranks, it's obviously really exciting to see that we're being equally recognised as much as the men, which hasn't happened in the past. So It's good to see that we're moving forward as a sport. So it's pretty exciting. All the girls, they think it's a great thing.
Very good. Okay, well, congratulations firstly on winning at Stall. We wish you luck. I think you're going to appear at the Stonnington Gift in a couple of weeks' time. And good luck with your career, Grace. All the best.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. So another prominent identity in Victorian professional athletics is Coach Shane McKenzie. Welcome, Shane.
Thanks, Cartha. Good to be here.
Good to be here too. So one of the things we want to say about Shane is before you started as coach, you were pretty successful as an athlete. So what were some of your best performances?
Well, Cartha, I raced over 20 years. I started my career back in the 80s. It was 1989, so we won't split hairs over a decade by that much. But started in 89, grew up in South Australia. So the Bay Sheffield, that was my home race. That was what I grew up always watching on TV as a kid. My coach that got me involved, he had a lot of success in Bay Sheffield. He coached a number of Bay Chef winners himself. And it was just the logical progression for a young South Australian athlete to focus towards the Bay Sheffield. And as it happened, my first year there, I won the junior race back in 1989. Great experience, ran second in the restricted. Then my coach said to me, Shane, next year we're going for the big one. And I thought, Cole, Yep. I'm down for that. That's fine. So I came back the following year. I was 17 years of age and run into this Western Australian guy. His name was Dean Capobianco. So ran second to Capo that year.
No mean feat.
It was a great day. It was a fantastic race. It was a very good competition. Then Cole and I sort of reassessed our options after that, and he said, Shane, let's have another crack next year. Okay, Cole, we can do that. I reckon we can overcome, the handicap penalties. We come out the next year, everything's going great, put time up in the heats. I'm thinking, I'm on top of the world with this. Then we run into this other guy who coincidentally was a Stall Gift winner some 8 months earlier by the name of Steve Brimacombe. So Cole and I always look at us, we look at each other and we just shake our heads thinking, just absolute bad luck to be runner-up to two of Australia's arguably greatest sprinters of the modern time.
2 Olympians you come second to, so it's not a bad effort.
It was pretty tough to bear after the second time, but as it was, I went back and made 2 more Bay Sheffield finals, so that was certainly highlights. Then back in the early 2000s, when I moved to Victoria for the second time, things started going well for me over here. I made some great finals. I made the Keilor final, I made the Ballarat final, been in the Wangaratta final, and just started knocking on the door. And that was about the 15, 16 year mark of my career, and I was starting to get to the twilight of my career at that stage.
Sure.
Then just as that was winding down, I had this crazy opportunity. I met one of my old long-time friends at the Keilor Gift, and he said, "Shane, I've been away bobsledding, and I'm back home for a few weeks and I'm building a new team. Would you be interested?" And it was one of those things that I watched on TV as a kid. I remember watching the Sarajevo Olympics.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, I reckon I can do this one day. I reckon I'll be okay at this. And as a kid, you sort of dismiss those little dreams and those little sort of funny moments that you have. But this opportunity came up, and I spoke to Mum and Dad about it, and I said, "What do you reckon about this idea?" And they said, "Oh, you'd be mad if you didn't do it." So I thought, okay, well, look, we'll get a few things together and we'll head over and we'll do it. And Rob and I clicked really well. We had some great competitions.
And this was Rob?
Rob Collegia.
Collegia, of
So
course.
Rob was a Stillgift finalist back in
correct.
about 1995, I think it is,
That's right, yep.
when he made the final when Glenn Crawford won so convincingly.
Yeah, that's correct.
So after a few years doing it with Rob, he had a few things that prevented him from going on, and I had another opportunity with another driver. It was just after I'd made a year after I made my 4th Bay Chef final. And I said to Katie, "I reckon," this is my wife, I reckon I can make the Olympics. What do you reckon?" She's like, oh, it's a lot of stuff to do. Do you reckon you're ready for it? I said, "Well, do I really want to die wondering?" So I went over and we did our Challenge Cup, and everything just fell perfectly. It couldn't have got better. So we won the Challenge Cup overall, and we're off to the Olympics.
That was qualification for the Olympic Games.
Qualified back in 2006.
At the venue was?
The venue was Torino.
Torino
Olympics in 2006. So that was probably one of the highlights in my sporting life. But there's been so many highlights as an athlete, and those highlights are more than just being on the track.
Yep.
The friends that we make, the people that you compete against, and the experiences that you have helped to shape and develop me into my coaching position now.
Great. Yep.
All the things that I've learnt as an athlete, learning to be competitive, learning how to run from these marks, from those marks, doing my time, I guess, the graduation process. I think it rounded me off as an athlete, and I always had the idea that I was going to be a coach. And I thought, well, all of these lessons that I've learned, why can't I apply them to these kids and give them better opportunities than what I had? And 5 years into my coaching now, I've got an amazing bunch of kids. Jessica just ran second today in the big final.
That's Jessica Payne. Yep.
Jessica Payne. She's been a wonderful kid. She's been working with me for 4 years now.
And how old is she, Shane?
Jess has just turned 17 back in August. As a 14-year-old, she made the Stillgift final.
That she did, yes. And so how many young runners, or how many runners overall do you train, and how many of them are in that sort of teenage group?
Well, I have about 24 athletes. If I exclude the top 2 age athletes, 25 and 35, the average age of all my athletes is 17. The youngest is 12. Most of them are around 14, 15 and 17. And with what they're producing out on the track just each night at training, just blows me away just about every night.
And so tell me finally then, to get such a large group of runners, I'd imagine that they probably mixing the amateur athletics with the open professional athletics we see here now. What's been the attraction for them to come and run in the professional athletics?
Well, as an athlete joins the group, most of them are via referral, or they see what we do and they just ask to come and join because they like what they see. I explain to them and their parents that this is athletics. I don't differentiate too much between the professional and the amateur as what it was traditionally known. I just tell them this is athletics. We have a starting gun, we race down the track and we go to a finish line. But one benefits the other. So even though a lot of the athletes are a little bit too young to compete to any great level here with the VAL as yet, I still encourage them through to have a think about it, to try some of the events.
Yep.
And I think I've had about 4 new athletes try this year, and they've come away all smiles. They think it's fantastic.
Fantastic. It's
So
wonderful.
the VAL does provide an opportunity for a low-pressure environment for the kids' races with the implementation of the under-17s and under-20s.
The junior events, yep.
The junior events have been a big hit.
Yep.
We hosted the Yarra Rangers Gift last week, and we ended up with 7 heats of the junior 100. It was mind-boggling.
Yes, yeah. And so, obviously you've been able to make your mark, 24 runners. And just finally, if you had to say or give advice to anyone about becoming involved in professional athletes, how would you attract them? What would you say to them?
It's kind of a tough question because there is still a lot of the old school thoughts between the professional and the amateur. If you can look past that, look at the benefits that one can give the other. We use the pro running to make us a harder competitor. It enables us to learn how to chase, learn how to race. We go out to our amateur performances, state championships, club relays, all those club events. And this is where we pull all of our skills together. So everything can just mould together, one using the other. Just we get the benefit out here on the track, we get the benefit out at Vic Juniors.
So they complement each other quite well. That's fantastic.
I think they complement each other enormously, and I think there's more and more coaches starting to realise that there is enormous benefit in doing both.
Fantastic. Well, Shane, thanks for all those insights, firstly in your career and secondly also into that wonderful achievement to compete at the Torino Olympic Winter Games, and also just on what you do as a coach and that large squad of 24 runners that you do have. So thanks, Shane McKenzie, and all the best
Cartha.
for the rest of the season. That was Shane McKenzie, one of the premier coaches in the Victorian Athletic League. So we'd like to introduce Darren Whittaker, and today here at the Ballarat Gift, he's come second, a close second in a big final. Last year he was 4th in the Stonnington Gift behind the Queenslander Isaac Dunmore. So we welcome you along here, Darren. How are you travelling? And well done today for your second in the Ballarat Gift.
Thanks, Cartha. It's close again, but didn't get the biscuits.
Now the good news is you're in pretty good form, and with Stonnington only 12 days away, have you got your eyes set on that one again?
Yeah, absolutely. The 20 metres less, over 100 metres, definitely suits me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've pulled up well, so I'm excited for it. Bring it on.
So as one of the more senior athletes in the VAL competition, I won't reveal your age, but keeping in good shape and in very good form, what drives you to keep going?
As long as I'm competitive in these open gifts, there's nothing better than, when the silence of when everyone jumps on their marks and the starter says set, and it's what I do it for, and it's lots of fun. So that's why I keep coming back.
Now, I've heard on the grapevine you've got a strong history in the family of professional athletes. That's true?
That's correct, yeah. My grandfather won the 1938 Wangaratta Gift.
There you go.
And my dad won quite a few races as well. So I think a Sunbury Gift and a couple of races at Stall. So yeah, it's I've been going since I was in nappies and still coming back, unfortunately.
So when did you first start?
I was 15 when I first ran. I think you called my first final, actually. I think it was 93-94 season. So,
really? Okay, I'm that old.
Sorry. 93-94 was my first season, and I was 15. So I think my first final was about 96. So,
okay, very good. Well, it just makes me feel a bit old then, Darren.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But you've got a lot to look forward to at Stonnington. And so just the drive you've talked about before to keep yourself going, what have you got to look forward to in the latter part of the season, aside from the Stonnington Gift? Have you got any other big aims?
Stonnington's definitely the target for myself, but I'm also coaching a few guys now, so they're going quite well. So there's a few races that we've got our eyes on, so hopefully that'll keep me interested after Stonnington.
So tell me, we'll talk to Peter ODwyer today, Shane McKenzie. They both had good histories, or very good histories as athletes, and they've transitioned to coaching. So now you're telling me you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, it keeps you around, so we'll see, yeah.
Oh, very good, okay. Yeah. So there's something more than just running to keep you in the sport.
Yeah, that's right. When you get older, there's a lot of injuries, so it's quite boring watching if you don't have some sort of interest. So.
All right, well, good luck with your coaching, but good luck with your running, particularly in 2 weeks' time at the Stonnington Gift. Good luck, Darren.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
So that was Darren Whittaker, 4th in the Stonnington Gift last season and looking to go better this year.